Have you ever heard of the concept of 20% time? I just finished listening to the audiobook Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us by Dr. Daniel Pink. And that was one of my big takeaways from the book was this idea of 20% time. It is a practice that Google actually implements where they allow all of their employees to spend 20% of their time, or one day a week typically, doing anything that they want to do, working on any project that they want to work on. Some of the coolest and most innovative things that have come out of Google have actually come out of this 20% time. 3M also does it, and it's how the Post-it note was invented, which I thought was a little cool piece of trivia. So I've been thinking a lot about 20% time, ways to implement it, and ways to make it successful. And I wanted to share with you my top 3 tips for making successful 20% time. The first thing that I've discovered in my own personal trial of 20% time, which I've been doing for the past 3 weeks, is that even though it's essentially a free day, I still need to have some structure to the day. So I've decided that I need to set a goal for myself to have either 1 or 2 projects that I'm going to focus on for that 20%. So rather than giving myself kind of free range of saying, today I'm going to be creative, I'm looking at it more like today I'm going to work on this creative project or that creative project. So kind of setting a structure around it. The second thing that I've discovered that's really important is the idea of shifting my mental space. So if I'm working in the same places where I'm always working, like upstairs in my office, I have a really hard time getting out of that mental zone that I'm in my day-to-day work life. So I've discovered that if I actually shift my physical space, then it allows me to shift my mental space and open up some of the creativity that I'm looking for. So doing things like going to the local coffee shop. I've even been thinking that I might hop on the bus and go into Manhattan or do something just to mix it up, get myself moving, shift my physical space, which will allow me to open my mental space. The last thing that I've discovered is going through this process of reading about things, talking to people, listening to people, and then actually implementing. So going through the whole process of this is the way that I learn about things, this is the way that I come up with creative ideas, and then I actually go and do them. So those are my top 3 tips for how to effectively implement 20% time. I would be so curious to hear if any of you are working in environments that encourage 20% time, that allow 20% time, and if so, how you handle it, how you make sure that you are as successful as possible during this really cool new phase of work. If you could leave me some comments, I would very much appreciate it. This is Grayson Leverenz with MBA in the USA. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye!